Hey there! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to show you a cool Python trick that can help you find your Wi-Fi passwords on your Windows computer. If you've ever forgotten your Wi-Fi password or need it for a new device, this trick can really help. And don't worry if you're not a coding pro, we'll explain everything step by step. Okay, let's jump in. First, we need to bring in a special Python tool called subprocess that lets us tell our computer what to do. Here's how you do it. Just type import subprocess. This basically says, hey Python, we're going to use this cool tool called subprocess. Now we're going to make a box called profiles.data to hold some important info, and we use the subprocess.checkoutput function to run a Windows command. This command is used to get a list of wireless profiles saved on your computer. The command we're running is enclosed in a list. We're going to ask Windows nicely to give us a list of all the Wi-Fi networks it knows about. We use netsh command. It stands for Network Shell and is a command line tool in Windows for network configuration, and WLAN refers to wireless LAN, which includes Wi-Fi networks, then show. A subcommand for displaying information and profiles. This subcommand specifically requests information about wireless profiles. Here, subprocess.checkoutput runs the specified command. It executes the provided command in a new process, capturing the output of that command. In this case, it runs the netsh, WLAN, show, and profiles command. Now we insert .decode UTF-8, the output from the check output. Method is in bytes format. To make it human-readable as text, we decode it using UTF-8 encoding. So UTF-8 is a character encoding that supports a wide range of characters and is commonly used for text data. And finally, we insert .split. Once the output is decoded, it is split into lines using the new line character n. This operation creates a list where each element represents a line of the output. After this line of code executes, profiles.data will contain a list of strings, with each string representing a line of output from the netsh, WLAN, show, and profiles command. Each line in this output typically corresponds to a Wi-Fi network profile that's been saved on the Windows computer. The information in profiles.data is crucial for the rest of the script, as it contains the list of wireless profiles. Now we will write the code to extract the profile name using list comprehension. Now we will create a variable called profiles. This line of code operates on the profiles data variable, which contains information about Wi-Fi profiles. We type for line in profiles.data. This part of the code sets up a for loop. It iterates through each line in the profiles.data list. Here, profiles data is a list of strings, where each string represents a line of output from the netsh, LAN, show, and profiles command, and if all user profile in line. This is a conditional statement that checks if the string all user profile is present in the current line. Here, the if statement filters out lines that don't contain the text all user profile. Then line.split and colon. This splits the line into parts using the colon character as a delimiter. So, after splitting the line, we access the second part, index 1, of the resulting list, and we use strip. This removes any leading or trailing whitespace characters from the selected part. This entire expression is enclosed in square brackets. This is called a list comprehension, a concise way to create lists in Python. This entire line of code creates a new list, profiles, which contains the names of Wi-Fi profiles. It does this by iterating through each line of profiles data, checking if the line contains all user profile, splitting the line into parts, and selecting the second part, the Wi-Fi profile name, while removing any extra spaces. After this line of code runs, The profiles variable will store a list of Wi-Fi profile names, which can be used for further processing in the script. All right, we're now going to loop through each of these profiles and retrieve their passwords by typing for profile in profiles. Now, inside the loop, we will create a list called profile CMD with the command to retrieve the Wi-Fi profile's key, password, and we insert netshe command. It stands for Network Shell and is a command line tool in Windows for network configuration and WLAN. Refers to wireless LAN, which includes Wi-Fi networks, then show, a subcommand for displaying information and profiles. This subcommand specifically requests information about wireless profiles. Here, this another profile is the name of the specific Wi-Fi profile we want to retrieve the key for, and we are using key equal to clear. This part of the command tells netsh to show the Wi-Fi key in clear text, not obscured. Now let's execute the command and capture its output. We are creating a variable to store in results, and we name it as results data. Here, subprocess.checkOutput of profile CMD runs the profile CMD command and captures its output and decode UTF-8. The output from the command is typically in bytes format, so we decode it into a readable text format using UTF-8 encoding. Finally, we split the decoded output into lines using the new line character N. This script is a crucial part of your overall script because it retrieves the information about a specific Wi-Fi profile, including its password in clear text, and stores it in the results data variable for further processing or display. Now, we will extract the password from results data and store it in the password variable. Let's create a variable called password. Here we are using again a list comprehension technique. So first, for line in results data. This sets up a loop that goes through each line in the results data list. And if key content in line, this checks if the current line contains the text key content, and the line split and a colon then index. If the condition is met, this splits the line using the colon as the delimiter and selects the second part, index 1, which typically contains the Wi-Fi key password. And we use strip re. This removes any leading or trailing whitespace characters from the selected part. The result is a list of Wi-Fi keys, passwords, that match the key content condition. Finally, index bow is used to access the first or only item in the list. So, password now contains the Wi-Fi key, password, as a string, which can be used in your script as needed. All right. Now we are assuming profile and password are strings containing Wi-Fi profile information. So this line of code is responsible for printing the Wi-Fi profile name and its corresponding password in a formatted way. We are defining a format inside the print function. Here inside curly braces, we are using a colon and less than 30. This is a format string that defines how the text should be displayed. It contains placeholders for values to be inserted. This part of the format string specifies a left-aligned field with a width of 30 characters. This is where the profile will be placed and a placeholder. This is a placeholder for the password value. And now we use the format and profile, password. This part of the code uses the format method of the format string to insert the values of profile and password into the placeholders. So, when this line of code is executed, it will print the profile and password values in a formatted way, where the profile is left aligned with a width of 30 characters followed by the password. All right, now have our code to get Wi-Fi profile names and password. Now it's time to write code if any errors occur during this process. We handle them gracefully. All right, let's jump right into it. Except keyword. This keyword is like a safety net in your Python code. It says, if something goes wrong, do this. It's all about being prepared for potential errors. Now, This part is specifying the type of error we want to catch. In Python, we have many types of errors, and this one is quite specific. It's called called process error, and it usually happens when there's an issue with a sub-process, which is like running a separate program or command from within your Python script. This is where things get interesting. As EE is like giving a nickname to the error. We're saying, if this specific error occurs, let's call it E, so that we can work with it later. Now we want to display the information to the user, and it does it in a structured and informative way. Let's write it down. The print function is like a virtual megaphone that allows your Python script to communicate with you, the user. It takes whatever you give it and displays it on the screen. We are using, again, a placeholder inside the print function. It's like a special slot where we'll insert the profile information, but it's designed to be 30 characters wide, and less than means that the profile information should be left aligned within those 30 characters. And the another placeholder is for something we want to insert later. In this case, it's where we'll put some information about the error. Finally, we use format method. This part is where we fill in the placeholders with actual information. We're telling Python to take the value of the profile variable and put it in the first ROB placeholder, and the value of the E variable, our error information, into the second AS placeholder. And we create another exception to handle error that is, except index error. This line is another part of our error handling plan, but this time, it's for a different type of error called index error. It's like having a separate plan for when something else goes wrong while baking. And again, we use the print function with same placeholders, but inside the format method, we're telling Python to take the value of the profile variable and put it in the first placeholder. But here's the twist. We're leaving the second placeholder empty by putting 2 double quotation marks inside. All right, folks, that's it. We have completed our coding part, and it's time to put this in action. Let's run this code and see the Wi-Fi profile names along with their respective password. Boom. There you go. You have the information about Wi-Fi, and that's how we access Wi-Fi details. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Python tutorials and coding tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.